Welcome back to another weekly analysis video. This analysis is for the week of July 20th, 2025. We'll start off with a weekly review of last week's price action. And as we were expecting on our daily chart here, we were looking for 23,328. And we got just that. We actually fell short of it as I think we fell short of it about 8 points. So, very close to our objective, and that's exactly what we were looking for. Looking at the hourly chart, we got exactly what I was looking for. We got an initial move lower at the beginning of the week. It swept the lows in here at this purple line. I would not have minded a lower retracement, but we didn't even get that. It just swept the lows here and rallied accordingly. Exactly what I was expecting. This was a bit of a deeper retracement than what I would like to see, but I believe there was a news event in here. This might have been CPI. I'm not sure. I forget the event, but this was some sort of news event here that gave us that larger retracement in here. I would have preferred it to stay in the middle of the two blue lines here. Nonetheless, we still rallied and just fell short of our 23,328 objective. So our analysis panned out as we called for last week, which is wonderful to see. Alright, moving into the weekly analysis for the upcoming week. I'm still expecting higher prices. However, because of certain circumstances that are based on time, I would not be surprised if we got a deeper retracement in here now between this orange line and that orange line. I would not be surprised of a retracement. It doesn't mean we're going to wash out everything and go much lower. It just means I would not be surprised if there is a deeper retracement in here. My ultimate objective going into the fall, and we might even reach it at the end of summer, would be 24,057 right here. That is the longer term objective that I see on the daily chart here, and we are still expecting higher prices. But again, I would not be surprised if we retrace this week. We're still bullish, but I would rather not be surprised of a retracement or lower prices this week. So I need to wait for more information to see how we open and what transpires in the beginning of the week, but overall we're still bullish and we're going to be looking for higher prices, but again, a retracement is welcome. Okay, so moving back into the hourly chart, again, we are still bullish. However, if we're going to get that retracement, it can come into this area in here and maybe even wash out these lows. Okay? If it is going to remain bullish and not retrace, I would prefer it to stay in here, not going lower than this area in here. However, it is much better if it stays where it's at now and then rally higher. Take out this high and rally even further. But because I need to wait for more information, I need to be able to see what price is likely to do going into next week. So kind of just sitting on my hands and I'm waiting for more information. But again, a retracement is welcome this week with the anticipation of still having higher prices in the longer term. Here we are on our 15-minute chart, and as I was saying before, this is the area I'd like to see it stay within if it were to continue higher. Okay? If we start retracing and then it were to go higher, and let's say it leaves this area in here where the blue lines are, I don't want to see it go beyond this area in here. If we start going beyond this area in here, it may explore 22,599. But I would not anticipate it going any lower than that. I would expect bullishness to continue, or we might just be range bound within this area. I just have to see how things pan out over the course of the next couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and as it relates to the upcoming week of price action, just have to see how we open and what we do going into the earlier parts of next week. So with that being said, that is going to conclude my weekly analysis for the week of July 20th, 2025.